Peter, let's talk about your son, Hughie Fury first. How pleased are you with his progress right now after 19 professional fights?
I'm very pleased. He's fighting good, experienced guys now. He's learning stuff all the time. And he's fighting a very, very awkward, underrated fighter in Cassie. So he's the type of guy that when you load up with your punches, you're getting nothing off. He's an ultimate messer as a type of fighter, but somebody who can fight back. So he's a complex character to say the least. He switches up, and he's very, very awkward.
Yeah. I mean, is it what you'd call old school matchmaking? Because he's developing your son, but you're giving him every style of fighter that there is. Southpaws, awkward, ones that come forward. Is that what it is, old school matchmaking, would you say?
Yeah, it is, because ultimately I want my son to be a true world-class fighter. It's not about the fights on the 30th, although every fight's a serious fight. It's about getting him at the pinnacle best of his whole career leading up to a world title defence, or challenge, sorry. So that's where I'm at with him. Not giving him fights so it's just good viewing on the TV so everybody gives him a pat on the back. I'm giving him fights that are not a promoter's dream, as I said. I'm giving him fights where he's got to think in there, because guess what? Cassie's not walking onto you 1-2 with his eyes shut like somebody else last week. Cassie is riding your shots, still in your face and dangerous as well. So, this is what we got. So he's an underrated fighter. He fought Ariola and got robbed against Ariola. Have a look at the fight. He fought Dominic Breazeale. A lot of people thought he won that. So he's a good level, decent opponent.
And of course, Dominic Gwynn was another one who wasn't going to be there to be hit, wasn't he, in the last fight?
Dominic Gwynn, these guys, look, what do you say to a young kid when you got somebody like Dominic Gwynn, 46 fights, never even had a standing count. He's been in with everybody, fought world title challenges and everything. These guys are not there to be knocked out. You're not knocking the likes of Dominic Gwynn out. They're making young guys look bad. But Dominic Gwynn has a fight with everyone, with everybody. But he never even laid a glove on Hughie in 10 rounds. I asked Dominic Gwynn after, I said, what do you think of this kid? He said the movement and the jab and the skill set is second to none. He said, couldn't get me shots off, not able to hit him clean. He said, very, very good. So he's having the type of fights. And although to look at that fight to give you an idea, Hughie dominated that every round. And it looked easy to look at. I said to Hughie, I was laughing to myself. I said to him, what's your hardest fight to date? He said, Dominic Gwynn. Dominic Gwynn never laid a glove on him. So can you see? Because it's all about the experience levels. As Hughie went to move, he just offset it with a slight movement. You can't buy experience. And you've got to use your brain, not just them.
And after he fights Fred Cassie, I dare say he'll be back in camp after a short break. And then we have Tyson against Vladimir Klitschko, the rematch on BoxNation. Would it be a lot harder for Tyson this time, given that people are expecting him to win?
No, because we don't really, I know me and Tyson, we don't go off what public says. We don't go off their opinion. If we went off public's opinion, we'd have been lost, wouldn't we, when we went to Germany? We'd have said, we're getting beat, because look, everybody's saying we're going to get beat. So it's irrelevant what people say. It's actually, words to me are just words. They don't mean anything. So we know what we got to do. Vladimir Klitschko is a serious threat. He's coming to the UK. He's not quibbled about coming to the UK. None of them have, because they're not looking on a points win. They know they've got to come for a knockout. That's why they're coming to England. So that's what it is. Vladimir's training very, very hard. He's dedicated. Look, the guy's a super champion. And he's the real threat out there. So it's head down for me, because I know we've got a very, very serious task on here. It's not a foregone conclusion. As a matter of fact, it's probably genuinely a 50-50 fight this time.
When you say this time, why was it not a 50-50 fight last time in your eyes?
I just feel like last time, I think maybe a little bit they wasn't expecting Tyson to be as awkward and as good as what he was. And I think you can catch anybody blind once. But Vladimir is a very, very serious guy. He's a good analyzer as well. So he's had Tyson Fury in front of him, and he knows the things what he needs to do next time what he didn't do the first time. But luckily, I'm also an analyzer, and I can see what's coming around the corner. So it's my job to work that out and get Tyson doing the best possible things to negate Vladimir Klitschko's game plan. So I see a more intense fight, and I do see a knockout in this fight, definitely.
And after that, do you think if things like Joshua or Hay could happen this year?
You know, we're not bothered. I think these type of fights, this is me talking, these type of fights, they're more for the public than the boxing purist. Because the boxing purists know who the real champion is. They know who the heavyweight champion is of the world, the real one. But basically, Joshua's up and coming, doing fantastic. So we'd like that fight. We'd like it next. God willing, we come through Vladimir Klitschko. But that's the fight. They're talking big things. They're saying, Joshua's the best thing since sliced bread. He's better than any heavyweight in the world. Well, look, that's a promoter talking, and we're happy with that. But let's give the fans what they want to see. And I always said, going back years now, if we get to win the world title, there's no easy defences. We're taking them all, one by one. And what's a better way to start than Anthony Joshua versus Tyson in the UK, two British world champions? It's a mega fight. It makes sense. It's not a mega fight with him and Davy Day, I don't think. Davy Day's at his day. Davy Day, for me, is coming back for the money and trying to get an easy route to get a belt. So that's my opinion of it. That's not me being critical of him. I'm just giving a honest view of what I can see. I think Anthony Joshua versus Tyson Fury, that's a fight all the public want to see more than anything.